Uh, First of all, thanks for being here. I am Alberto Lopez. I am developer evangelist at Braintree Developers. It's a PayPal company. And today I want to speak about v.zero, our new SDK. But before starting, how many of you knows anything about Braintree or v.zero SDK? OK, at least two. It's going to be perfect. So before starting here, you have the DevFest hashtag and the Twitter account that we have in Braintree, and also my Twitter account for tweet whatever you want. So when I was coming here yesterday, I was thinking about how can I start the presentation, and I think, okay, maybe I can speak about the m-commerce in France and the things that everybody says here, that in France you have a lot of Android mobiles, and seeing that slide with a lot of numbers here and a lot of numbers here. But you know, I don't want to do a business presentation. It's not my target. I want to speak about the v.zero SDK. So I changed my mind, and I thought, okay, maybe I can speak about the things that we have in Braintree. For example, we work with PayPal. We have v.zero. We have One Touch for iOS and for all of the devices, and also we have drop-in user interface, so it's really cool. And I speak then about the customers that we have with Braintree and the partners that have v.zero integrated. But again, it's like I don't want to do a product presentation. It's not my target. So let me change the presentation from v.zero, a modern foundation for accepted payments, to a payment gateway walks into a bar. I prefer to speak using funny jokes about payment gateways that speak about my product or my business or something like that. For example, with this joke, I don't know if you want. It's like a bank account walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I've been having a hard time meeting people." The bartender answers, "Well, wait, aren't you supposed to be good at generating interest?" It's the same thing. I want to generate here interest. I want to generate you interest in your minds for thinking about our product, not showing our product. So let me tell you my story, because all of the things start with a story. So I have a girlfriend. I don't see her a lot of time because I am traveling a lot, but I want to propose her. It's a secret. Don't say anything to her, because it's going to be a secret between you and me. So this is me looking for a ring, but not in a street, on internet. Yes, I know that. What are you thinking? I am an asshole, because I can go to a jewelry and buy it. No, sorry. I am a lazy person. I want to do everything on internet. I really like internet, so I prefer to surf on internet, looking for the things. So when I was looking for the ring for my girlfriend, I saw a lot of things that I want to speak here about that. So we are going to speak about the things that I think that should change for making easier purchases on internet. And for example, I can speak about the first one using a joke again. A payment gateway walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Why do you keep coming in here day after day?" The payment gateway looks at him miserable and says, "Oh, yes, I am just looking for some validation." Because, you know, we are in 2014, and people still are doing the validation in the forms in a bad way from my point of view. For example, like this. When I found the ring on my mobile device, sorry, it's an iPhone, sorry, I started to fill up all of the fields that you can see here. For example, oh, it's a little bit blurred, but the first one is first name. Okay, I can write it. The second one, middle name, last name, address, military address. Sorry, what is the military address? I don't have it. This thing in a long field. First one, primary phone. Okay, evening phone. Perfect. Evening phone? Are you going to call me in the evening in another phone? Are you seriously? Or write twice the email on a mobile device, please. with this finger on this screen. It's not good. But the form still continues. You have to write the year of birth. Why? You are going to give me a present in my birthday or something like that? So when I reach the place order, I decide that this is not a good form, and I didn't buy here the ring. But at least they don't have the famous CAPTCHA. Everybody speaks about CAPTCHA, but the amazing thing is the definition. It's like completely automatic public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart, or something like that. It's really, really long, the definition. But we can brief with this screenshot. It's like, I have to type, don't type. So it's useless. It's really, really useless. And here we have another bad example. Here you have only write letters. So only write letters is perfect. But here you have write capital letters. Because if you write minus letters, you are going to have problems. Imagine that on a mobile device. It could be a hell. Don't imagine, exist. Sometimes you have to fill a CAPTCHA on a mobile device. Really? Are you kidding me? When you finish to do that, the feeling is like this. It's like, dear CAPTCHA code, I have no idea what the hell that says, but I swear that I am not or a robot or a unicorn. I only want to buy. Please, let me buy. But there is not there is another point that I want to mark. For example, with another joke is, an American Express walks into a bar in Moscow, and the bartender says, sorry, I don't have Russian accent. So, sorry, mate, you aren't allowed in here without visa. Because there is another point. A common problem is not detecting in line the type of credit card that you are going to use for make the payment. In a mobile device, it's a really important point, because as fast as you allow to pay to your customer, as better is going to be your payment experience. And it's not rocket science. For knowing the type of credit card, you only have to see the first digit, and it's going to tell you, this is the type of credit card. Really, really easy. And it's not a secret. It's on Wikipedia, so everybody can do that. You have, in this table, you have all of the kind of credit card that you have for do that. But I have bad examples about that. For example, this on a mobile device. After selecting credit card, I have to select in a drop-down list, what is the type of credit card that I am going to use. Again, these fingers. Here, I don't want to buy. Here is better, because you have to select in a radio button that you are going to use a credit card. And also, in a tiny radio button, you have to select the kind of credit card that you are going to use. It's really, really better. Or this one. It's like, you have to select in a radio button the kind of credit card. And then you see a lot of logos of credit cards. Yeah, there is no logos. You have to click on the logo for telling to the form, I want to use Visa, I want to use MasterCard on the logo. On a mobile phone, oh my God, it's really, really, I don't know what is the word, but it's like, oh my God, you can change. And you know, there is a lot of a good example on internet, and you can use one of them for do that really, really cool. If I am going to show you one of these. So, right. Oh, here, sorry. It's like, for example, if I start to type here 4, automatically is here Visa. 3-1, MasterCard. 3-4-6, Maestro. It's really, really fast. So you can do that on your mobile device. It's really fast. So come back to the presentation. OK. And there is also some example for Android. So it's really cool. You don't have to type anything, or you don't have to invent anything. It's going to be, everything is on internet. And for things like this, it's because I love v.zero. Let me check it. Here we have the simulator. Sorry, I don't have a real mobile device here for showing to you. But here we have the mobile simulator. As you can see, this is our user interface that we have in Braintree v.zero SDK. And here you have the card number field. If I start to write, you can see here that it's going to be a Visa. It's really, really fast. If I type here 37, you can see here that it's going to be an American Express. It's really, really fast, and it's really, really visual for your customers. They don't have to see what is the kind of credit card that they are going to use. So it's really cool. But come back to the presentation, because I have another things to show you. For example, CVV, CVC2, CID, blah, 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 because we can brief this with validation code. And this is the definition. For MasterCard, card validation code. For Visa, card verification value. Discover, blah, blah, blah. American Express, the same. It's like, oh my God, validation code, enough. So if you are on a website, at least you have here a good example, because in some websites you can see different kind of credit cards with the definition that where is the famous CVV or validation code. But here I have a bad example. For example, it's like you don't know where is your validation code, so you have to click on the question mark, and you are gonna see this small screen. But it's not suitable for mobile devices, because in mobile devices you can do that. Or maybe this. Show in test on a mobile device. No, it's only for websites. And this is the best one. You have to write all of these tests for looking at where is your CVV. And if you don't know, you have to click on the question mark, and you are going to have this screen on a pop-up. For a mobile device, it's not possible. So again, there are a lot of examples on internet that could be great for websites, but I think that they are not great for mobile devices. For example, again, here we have the example. So if I write here 37, an American Express, and I go to CVC, if you see here, it's marked on white. So I can write here 3, and here it's going to be appear. It's really, really fast. So you can implement like this using this module on your website. Also, the same for Visa. It's really, really fast. But as you know, we are speaking about mobile devices. So again, but for things like this, I really love v.zero. Again, go back. I'm really fast, do that. So here we are going to start. OK, an American Express. So if I go here, if you can see here, sorry, it's a little bit tiny, but it's marked in black where is the CVV. So I can type. If I write here an American Express, a Visa, it's going to be showed here in black where is the famous CVV. It's really, really fast with a tiny logo. It's only tiny logo. It's not rocket science. It's a picture. So it's really fast for your customers. Come back to the presentation. Another joke about this. A payment gateway walks into a bar and tries to pick up someone at the bar, but she turns him down. The payment gateway looks at the bartender and says, well, this is awkward, because normally I am the one who declines. So what is decline? Decline is the moment that you write incorrectly the credit card number on a payment form, and the payment form says it's incorrect. Thank you. But you know, sometimes you have to wait for the response of the server for having this answer. So it's not a good experience. And it's only check the last digit. It's not another thing. So you have only to check the last digit that the credit card have. And for do that, you only have to use the LAN algorithm. It's the formula that everybody or all of the payment processors use. And it's on internet. And the main idea is that you have to make summatories with all of the numbers that you have on the credit card and take the last one. So it's only this one. I think that it's going to be better explaining here, so if you want, you can see it. But the main thing is, like, here we have a bad example. In a website, we are not speaking about mobile, because it's going to be worse. I wrote bad the digital, the numbers of my credit card, as you can see. So I click on validar. Sorry, it's in French, invalider. And after waiting the response of the server, I have that, OK, número de card invalid. Perfect. But I am still looking at my bad credit card number. It's a bad experience. Or here, they are letting you, please, write the credit card without spaces. Oh, my God. Maybe you can control it. It's going to be better. And imagine that situation on a mobile device. You are going to be jump between screens. Incorrect number, right again. Incorrect number, again. In a mobile device, again. So everything is invented. There is nothing everything is on internet. And here you have some really cool examples for having the Loon algorithm. And you know, these examples are really, really cool for having for implementing in your mobile device on Android. And again, I really love v.zero because you are going to see how we do that. As you can see here, oops, as you can see here, it's in red. I'm going to start, oops, hello. Maybe it, oh, really? Oh, OK. Sorry, it's a simulator. It's not my fault. OK, we are here. We are going to start Visa. It's in red. As you can see here, it's in red. So if I write here, blah, 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 it's in blue because, oh, my God, I write correctly there. But if I write here, for example, this one, 370000, it's wrong because this is not the correct digit. So if I read here 2, automatically I am going to be moved to the next field. So it's really, really fast. The validation is online and it's in line. Come back to the presentation because we are tired. Another thing, setting up the date. You know, when you have to write the expiration date of your credit card, if you see your credit card number or your credit card is 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the year. Enough. Yeah. Here we have a bad example. You have the month in letters. Perfect. But I don't want to see that. Or here we have bad example, like the last one is July. So you have to count in your mind. OK, January, February, March. Oh, my God. I got lost. I prefer, I don't know. It's like here we have the first one could be great, but not for a mobile. Because you have to select it on a drop-down list, and it's not good. Again, I love v.zero. Why? Because here, if you start to write, it's only 1111 slash. Automatically, you have an slash, and you can write here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. 12, 14, for example. So it's really, really fast. It's like you see on your credit card number. You don't have to think about nothing. It's going to be done automatically. Go away. So another problem, keep labels visible all the times. This is the main thing that when you start to fill up all of the formularies, you can see that here, for example, we have a good example that you have email address, optional, perfect. But when you start to fill up the field, the text disappear. So maybe you can get lost. So again, let me show you an example about v.zero. Oop. Go away. Go again here. Oop. If I write here, card number is, as you can see, on the field. When I started, he's here. It's really, really fast. And you are going to see that here you have to write the card number, not another field. Again, no limiting of no limiting the number of digits, because how many of you knows what is the common number of digits that you have on your credit card? For Visa, for example, or 13. So it's difficult because when you start to digit here in a mobile device your credit card number, maybe you can make a mistake, and it's not your fault. It's supposed that the payment processor is gonna control that. But here I have some example. Here you don't see if you have written 16, 17, 12, because you cannot see that. Or here, it's famous. I know that, I think that all of you knows what is this. Yeah, look at this. I can write all of these digits. Or this one. I can write test on a payment formulary. Perfect. So here, in v.zero, it's really cool because I am here. When I start to write a Visa that is 16, as you say, 4, 8, 12, 16. And then I change to the validation date. It's really, really fast. So you don't have to think about that. Next joke. A payment gateway walks into a Hawaiian bar, and the bartender says, "Aloha." The payment gateway, confused, says, "Sorry, I don't understand you." So the bartender answers, "Well, this is because you are not native." What is the meaning of that? I think that all of you knows this thing, is that you are on a native application, and when you are going to make the payment you have to be redirected to mobile web view. And this is not a good point, because it's like, oh my God, I am in a native application. I want to be on a native application because the experience is going to be, is not going to be good. So in v.zero is available for Android, iOS, JavaScript, sorry for the Windows guys. We are working on it, but not yet. And as you can see, it's really, really fast because we are going to create the user interface for you. You don't have to create the user interface. You only have to, from your client side, you have to ask to your server side, I need a token, a client token. This client token is like a unique key that you are going to have for all of the transaction. And with this client token, you only have to create the Braintree object and call to the method that is going to launch our drop-in user interface. When the customer clicks on pay in our user interface, you are going to receive a request code. That is is going to be the payment nonce. Sorry, you are going to receive the request code, and if the result is okay, you are going to receive the payment method nonce. Again, you don't have to manage any personal information because you are going to have another token. It's a unique token that you have to send to the server. The payment is not finished on the client side. It's going to be finished on the server side. So you only have to send to your server side the client token and wait for the response. And on the server side, we have PHP, Python, Ruby, Node.js, Java, Perl. So we have a lot of languages. And from the server side, the first thing that you have to do is using your Braintree API credentials and waiting for the request from the client side. When you receive the request from the client side, you have to call to our Braintree server for the client, for the customer ID or the client ID, and send this client ID to the client side. Then you have to wait for the payment nonce. And when your server side receives the payment nonce, you only have to finish the transaction, telling to the Braintree server, this is the amount and this is the payment nonce. Enough. So I really like v.zero because you are going to have a native payment gateway without any effort. And talking about security is the same thing. Is the same thing. Because you don't have to deal with any personal information. You only have to create, or you only have to call to our server, to our user interface, and we are going to deal with all of personal information like the credit card, like the expiration date, and you are going to have only a client token and a payment nonce. So you are going to have a secure payment gateway. It's really, really cool. Also, okay, but you are only speaking, Alberto, you are only speaking about credit cards. Yeah, but imagine that you want to have PayPal on your v.zero SDK. You don't have to create any new integration. You only have to go to your Braintree account and enable it. I want to accept PayPal. I want to accept Venmo. Really fast, because if you use our user interface, you can create your own user interface, but it's faster if you use ours. You are going to have a global payment gateway really, really fast, because you are going to be suitable for using all of the main credit cards that we have in all of the world, and also PayPal, Venmo. It's really, really fast. And because of that, I really love v.zero. Let me show you what is PayPal here. You don't have to create anything of this. It's going to be created for us. So if I click on PayPal, here is PayPal. Again, make for us, native. It's not going to be redirected to a web view or something like that. Go back to the presentation. And sorry, but I have to speak about the dark side. Sorry, because I have another joke. A payment gateway walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "Hey, do you have any dessert?" The bartender answers, "Well, maybe you want an apple." Why? Because since a few months ago, we are working for having natively Apple Pay in Braintree v.zero SDK. So with an easy integration, you can have also Apple Pays for your iOS device. Sorry, this is an Android conference, but you know, it's really, really fast having another payment method in the v.zero SDK. So let me tell you the last joke, I promise. A payment gateway walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "You are new to this joint, aren't you?" The payment gateway look at him and says, "Yeah, I just discovered it." Because I hope that with this talk, you discover our new v.zero SDK, and I hope that really you love v.zero as I love v.zero. By the way, remember that I started my talk speaking that I was looking for a ring for my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Well, I only have the flowers. Sorry, it's like this. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. No, don't worry, I have 2 more slides. It's like, here you have some useful links. I'm gonna share you the presentation and also to the organization, sorry, about, oh, it's really, really bad. So, and now it's time for questions. So, do you have any questions? Oh, we have any questions? Sorry? This one? Oops, this one? Oh, perfect. An easy question. So, anyone has any question? Yep. For what? Yes, we have. We don't have. We only have a fee for using Braintree. You don't have to pay anything monthly or something like that. It's like you have in PayPal. You have to pay as merchant a small fee for each transaction that you have. So it's public. It's in the website in braintreepayment.com. And actually, a few days ago, we announced that we are going to have here the automatically signing up in Europe. So it's really a good news. Other question? Yep. OK, go back. We are talking here, or on the client. Here, you are going to ask to your server side that you want the client token. And on this moment, your server side is going to ask to our Braintree server, I need a new client token. It's only it's a token with it's a series of digits and numbers and letters. And with this token, you have to create the user interface. You are going to use, when you call to the Braintree object here, you have to set up the Braintree, the client token. Then open the user interface, payment, and when the customer clicks on the pay in our user interface, we are going to generate another payment nonce token. It's another token different that you have to send to your server side, and your server side is going to be waiting for this token for finishing the transaction. So you don't have to deal with any special information. Yeah. Here, yeah, we have also in Spain the 3D secure. Here we don't have the 3D secure because you only have to write your credit card number and the expiration date. You don't have to deal with the 3D secure. Also, we have another integration that is for SEPA. I don't know if it's the correct the correct name, the correct pronunciation. Sorry. Yeah, the SEPA. We have the integration for SEPA also. So you have to integrate SEPA form in your client side for having this. So we can deal also with SEPA protocol. Another question? OK. Yes, yes, yes. As you can see here, we have an integration. Sorry, you have only to integrate this after you have the integration of your client side. You have only to write some lines of code. I promise that there are few lines of code, and also you have to enable it in your Braintree account. And there you're going to have the possibility of paying with the Touch ID. Yep. Yes. Yes. Yes, you can use our user interface, but you can use also your own field forms, and you have to send us this information. Not sending to your server, you have to send to our client Braintree server this information, but the main thing is that you have to deal then with your PCI compliant license, because you are going to have the credit card number in your field form. So with the user interface, you don't have to do that, because we are going to deal with that. But you can do that. No, you have to customize all the user interface. Any question? So, oops. I really like this. So thank you. You are more than awesome. You are amazing. Thank you again for being here, for listening to me, and I hope you found this talk interesting. So thank you.